wasn't here, we'll just have to pick up on it. So basically, as I say, it's going to be in 3 sections. We're going to do a bit of a loosen up, and then there'll be different modules that I'll be looking at doing. And today's going to be a bit of a mishmash, I suspect. We'll just see how we feel, really. And then the last section is where we sit down and do a bit of visualization. So without any more ado, let me just lift this up a bit.
Just grabbing some water, 2 secs.
Yeah, sure. And that's the other thing I wanted to say as well. I want you to just feel like you can do as much or as little as you need to do. So obviously, Claire and I were just talking a second ago. I don't know. I know there's a guy who was meant to be here. I suspect he'll be here Thursday. Arthritis. Now, I don't know the extent or where that is in the body. So I am aware that people have got different conditions, and I want you to just do as much or as little as you feel like you want to do. Okay, so if I look up and you feel like, oh, I'm not doing something, don't worry, it's absolutely fine. So that said, first of all, we're just going to start off just swinging your arms gently backwards and forwards. And just take a few gentle, deep breaths. And obviously, this is going to be loosening up the shoulders. It will have a bit of an effect on the back. It will have an effect on the neck. But we're going to use gravity quite a lot, by the way. This idea of sort of just swinging things around in their natural kind of range of movement and stuff. And that's why I'm hoping it should be fairly accessible and fairly manageable to a lot of people. Okay, and then we're going to take it up a level. So you're now going to be taking your arms up above your head, all the way up and down, up and down, up and down. And kind of notice that relaxation on the way down. Just kind of allow your arms to flop as they come down. And you might find that when you do that, they swing slightly further backwards. So you're really trying to be mindful of what this movement is doing to you and how it's affecting you. And if we carried on doing this for much longer, obviously you'd start getting tired. But we're not going to, so don't worry. So just now let your arms come into a slow, like a pendulum, just slowly coming back to normal. But just, you'll notice they don't want to stop instantly. If you relax your muscles, they kind of want to come into a gentle, they still keep swinging. If they don't, it's because you're very stiff. So you just want to try and see if they do just want to relax a little bit. Take a couple more deep breaths. While you're doing that, I just want to give you this thought. I want you to consider, as you're standing here relaxing, I want you to just consider who else benefits from this apart from you. So, friends, family, people you work with, anybody else like that, who else will benefit from this? And what the effect with that would be if you were basically lighter, more relaxed, and generally feeling better in yourself, how would that affect other people? So I just wanted to put that out there for you to think about that while we're swinging our arms around and stuff. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to swing around. And what you'll find is this arm will come and touch this hip, and the other arm will touch your hip at the back. And so you're sort of tapping each hip as you come round. And what you want to do is try and keep your knees kind of soft and keep your hips forward. So in other words, you haven't got your bum stuck out, your hips are kind of facing forwards in that kind of direction. It's a better way to stand. If your knees are soft, you'll have a little bit of suspension there as well. So this is a kind of Tai Chi thing. And the idea, again, we're just using gravity. This is giving you a spinal twist as well as loosening up the neck and the back and the shoulders. And due to time constraints, we'll only be working on the upper body anyway. It is where most people hold their tension anyway. And just gently swinging the arms. Good. Back to the middle. Just give your shoulders a little bit of a shake out. Nice deep breath again. This one needs to be a deeper breath. So breathe right in and out. Good. And just loosen up. And this is all we're going to do. This is as hard as it gets. So it's not difficult. It's just about loosening up. What we're going to do next is a forward bend. Now, do you want to try and imagine that's your, where can I get it for the camera? There. Imagine that's your spine. You want to do vertebrae by vertebrae. So it kind of curls like that. Rather than just going boom in a bend like that, you're trying to curl your spine up. Does that make sense? So what you would do first of all is just drop your neck, and that deals with those vertebrae at the top there. Feel the tension you may have in your neck. And then as you slowly start to curl up, you're going to find you're leaning forward slightly. As you come down, you'll start to notice your shoulders will drop. Keep your tummy pulled in. You don't have to pull it right in, but just don't let it be pushed out. And slowly allow your arms to make their way down your legs. And just do it really slowly. So you're literally just unfurling, if that's the right word. And when you get to a point where you think, oh, I'm a bit stiff now, just stop. Come up a couple of inches or centimeters if you want. Take a breath. And as you breathe out, just allow yourself to go back down again. And you'll probably find you can go a bit further. It doesn't really matter how far you go. It's just making sure you get that extra bit of a stretch. And then you do that same again. So you're going to breathe in, come up a little bit, first, then breathe in. And as you breathe out, you go down a little bit further. And you can do that as many times as you like, really. But what you notice is the relaxation comes with the out breath, and we're going to come back onto that. And a little bit. Maybe today, maybe not, but just be aware that the relaxation is on the out breath. And then just come up a little bit. And I want you to start dangling your arms around. Now what I mean by that is, I don't know if you need to be able to see me or not, but if you start moving your hips around a little bit, you'll notice your arms just start going around all over the place. You're just allowing that to happen, allowing that weight and that gravity to just be loosening up those shoulders again. It's quite a nice little rhythmic movement, actually. And then come up slightly further and let the arms continue to dangle around. And then just come up slightly further and let the arms continue to dangle around and swing about. And then slowly all the way back up again. Okay, then take your hands to the back of your hips and just lean backwards. Keep your head forward and just lean back until you feel a stretch. Good. And then coming back down again. We're going to do it a little bit quicker this time. So just dropping your head, coming down into a forward bend. Just gently letting the spine uncurl. Taking a breath while you're down there. And then back up again. Nice and slow. Good. Just rotate your shoulders around a little bit. And then the other way. Okay. Just a little bit of a shake. And then what we want to do is going to take the neck, your face, or your head even, one of those, all of them really, to the left and look over your left shoulder. And you should feel a stretch in your neck. And just hold it there for a moment. Then come back the other way and look over your right shoulder. Doesn't really matter which one you're doing. Come back the other way, look over your left shoulder. And this time we're going to take a breath. Nice big deep breath. And remember, the relaxation is on the out breath. So just allow everything you can to relax. And in time, we'll build up this kind of mindfulness about how that feels and what's happening. Then come back the other way over the right shoulder. Nice big deep breath again. And relax. And you should feel your shoulders start to relax a little bit more now. Back to the front. Take your chin down to your chest so that it feels like it's stuck to your chest. And just pivot slightly left and right. So you're getting a bit of a stretch on the back of the neck again. Whatever feels right to you. Good. And then back up again. Okay, and then we're going to go back to these arm swings. Now, this should feel a little bit looser now. So just swinging your arms back and forward. And I'm hoping what you'll notice is this feels a little bit easier now. So that's how long it takes, really, to have a little bit of a loosen up. And the idea of this is that we do it on a regular basis. And this is this cumulative effect that I suspect I'm going to bore everybody with by talking about it. But I really do think that this regularity of sticking with it and doing it on a regular basis is the key. Those of you who do meditation will already know that. So it's just a nice gentle swing. It's not difficult. Then we're going to bring it all the way up over your head this time. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Make sure you keep breathing. And make sure your arms now come a little bit higher when they go to the back. All the way up and then out of the back. Good. And then just let the arms come back and have a bit of a dangle. Good. And that's basically how we would loosen up, pretty much. We might vary that, but that's pretty much going to be it. So it's nice and easy. And as I say, that's as hard as it gets, really. Lots of different things we could do today. I think we're going to try the self-massage thing because that's quite a nice, gentle one. I know you've already been doing some stuff, Claire. So we're just going to start with your forehead. Just little circles. And slowly working your way outwards to the temples. And just gentle little circles. Slowly working your way down. And slowly working your way down so you got to your jaw muscles. Good. And then take your thumbs underneath your chin and your fingers on top and just pull out along that jawline. Lovely. Good. Now, obviously, subject to makeup, you're going to choose what bits you do and don't want to do, obviously, you know, but we're going to go back to the eyebrows. If you don't want to do any of the bits I'm suggesting, just do anything else. You can rub around your ears, you can do your neck. We'll come on to the neck in a minute anyway. Pulling out along your eyebrows. Give your eyes a little rub, just gently, obviously. And then what I like to do when we come down the nose is two fingers, that you can use one or two, starting right at the top of the nose. Again, little circles, just following the line where your nose meets your face. And then you'll notice that you meet the top of the jaw muscles, where you can feel like you're rubbing your teeth almost. Come along there. And again, you're following it backwards towards your jaw, just outlining that area. That gets very little attention, funny enough. Good. And then just kind of having a bit of a rub around your mouth, having a bit of a poke and a push, and just seeing what else feels. What you often find at this point is you go, oh, hang on, but this bit, I've missed this bit, or I've missed this bit. So just see if you can kind of, oh yeah, I need a bit more of that, or I need a bit more of this. Good. And then we're just going to do nice big vowel sounds. This is the singer's thing, of course, but the reason we do vowel sounds is just a nice way to stretch your face. So we're going to go A, E, I, O, U. You can stand well back if it makes you feel more comfortable. Most people do. And we're just going to do a nice big A and really stretch it. If you remember Tom and Jerry, how everything used to be massively exaggerated. So this kind of big A and then a big E and then I, O, and U. Okay, so in your own time, A, E, I, O, and U, but huge, big stretches. It's all about stretching the face and noticing how those different vowel sounds actually move your face in a different way. Okay, so A, E, I, O, and U. Good. That's probably all we need, actually. Just loosen up the shoulders again. However you feel like you need to do them. And then we're going to come back to the neck. Now, the neck is an interesting one because you've obviously got the spine that runs up the middle. And either side of that, you've got quite a large group of muscles. And it's a bit of a junction point. So actually, it's a really good place to do acupressure and relieve tension. So what I want you to do is go around the back of your neck, and you can kind of, let's just say this was your neck. You can either grab it and squeeze either side, or you can get your fingers and thumbs and squeeze. And when you try it, you'll know exactly what I mean. So one side, so let's just say the left side, for example, for me at the moment, I'm doing with my thumb, and I'm doing the other side with my fingers. And I'm just working my way from the base of the skull down to my shoulders, basically, just up and down. It's only a few inches, isn't it? And then I can change that grip. So I'm now gripping in that kind of way. Yeah, and you can just do it. And then obviously what you'll need to do to get a proper attempt at it, you'll need to change hands every now and then, or you can use both hands. You can do it however you want to do it. The key area is, let's just say this was the base of your skull here, and this is your neck coming down here. This is the key area where the muscles go into the skull. I don't know if I can show you that. It's kind of right up the top there. And you want to be pushing upwards and inwards. You can use a knuckle or a finger and push up into the base of the skull. And if you do it gently, you'll poke around and you'll suddenly find a tender bit. That bit means it needs a little bit of attention. And you can just have a little bit of a route around, really. This is a great way to get rid of headaches. If you suffer with headaches, it's very often tension in this area. And it's easier in some ways to do it on someone else who's got a headache, but you can still do it for yourself quite well. Once you get used to it, you go, oh yeah, actually that bit feels a bit tender. And that bit feels a bit tender. And that bit. And so what I find I'm doing is just little circles, kind of pushing with the circles, with my fingers, sorry, into the back of the neck. And then you might come back to the thing we were doing before, which is just the squeezing. I mean, it tends to be a bit intuitive, really. You'll kind of do what you feel like. As long as you're spending some time and attention on that, it will be helping. Good. And I'm conscious of time. I certainly know Amanda has somewhere to be. So we're going to stop there for now. And as I say, there'll be different varieties of things that we'll do, but generally the theme is going to change each week. Rather than each session, it will change each week. So it means one week we've got a chance to explore that. So on Thursday, for example, we may well do this again. It kind of depends who's here this week at the moment. But once we get running, I'm planning on having a weekly kind of theme, so to speak. Okay, so if you want to get yourselves seated and get somewhere nice and comfy, just settle down for a moment. I'm going to do the same. I can't see Amanda. You're all comfy? You're all sitting down?
Yeah.
Great stuff. Okay. So I just want you to take a couple of deep breaths and settle back into your chair. And then just kind of check in with yourself. So be mindful of where you are right now. Just notice how you're sitting on your chair. Being aware of your back against the back of the chair. Being aware of your backside on the bottom of the chair. Maybe your feet are on the floor. You could do this lying down, of course, if you want to, but just kind of checking in with where you are right now. And you're probably going to want to close your eyes if you haven't already. And just continue with those gentle breathing. It doesn't have to be particularly deep, as long as it's gentle breathing. You'll naturally find that your breathing will get a little bit deeper, and it will probably go into your tummy a bit more if you're doing it correctly, but we'll deal with that another time as well. And we're just going to take a few minutes just to kind of settle in. And I'm going to build upon that thought I planted earlier, which is, who benefits, apart from you, if you undertake a practice like this on a regular basis? Whether it's this particular practice or whether it's something else. It could be walking the dog, it could be yoga, it could be anything which is healthy and good for your well-being, good for your mind and your body. How does it feel to undertake a practice like that on a regular basis? How does it feel for you? But also, who else benefits? So you've got two areas to consider. One is your breathing, just nice, gentle breathing. And the other is this idea of who benefits? What does it look like? How would that benefit you at work? Why would it benefit you? I mean, the aim is that we're going to be a little bit more relaxed, just a little bit looser. I was talking to somebody the other day. How about the idea if everyone in the world was 10% more relaxed? How that would change the world? And what if everybody around you was just that little bit more relaxed? How would that change your relationships? Both with your family and who you work with. And maybe by doing something like this, you're setting an example. And just allow yourself to be pleased with yourself. Maybe you are, or maybe you're not the kind of person who gives yourself a pat on the back for turning up for something like this when you don't really know what it is and don't really know what to expect, but you turned up anyway, and here you are. And maybe that's a really good start, especially this time of the year when we're thinking about resolutions and all that stuff. Maybe now is a perfect time to start a new healthy habit, to become a better, slightly healthier version of yourself. So just allow yourself to take some deep breaths, gentle breathing, and taking those thoughts on board. And then appreciate that if we did this on a regular basis, this would build up. Because if you think these thoughts on a regular basis, they have more power in your life. And what we would aim to do here is to choose various different positive things for you to think about each week. And when your mind wanders off, just bring it back. We haven't run over. If anyone's busy today, it's only 10:30, we're fine. Just 2 more minutes just to allow yourself to soak up what you've done, what you're doing, all the benefits to you, the benefits to other people. Pat yourself on the back. And then when you're ready, you can just gently open your eyes, kind of arrive back in the room, as they say. No need to get up and rush around. And there we are. Done. So I'm going to just turn off the broadcast and then we can chat if you want to.